Over the last 25 years, I've had the privilege of interviewing and highlighting some truly interesting people. Everyone who is anyone, both the famous and the infamous, from presidents and their first ladies to kings and queens, movie stars and pop stars, captains of industry, heads of state, sports personalities, innovative entrepreneurs, and some pretty fascinating everyday people. Today, I'm proud to introduce you to business attorney extraordinaire Daniel Ritter, whose previous work still has a significant impact on how corporate and commercial law is practiced in the state of Washington. Counselor, it's a pleasure to have a chance to talk with you today. Tell me, when did you first decide to pursue a career in law?
In the fifth grade, I was planning, because of museums and so forth, that my parents had taken to me too when we were living in Chicago at the beginning of the war, World War II. I had planned to be an astronomer, and my father was, in fact, after we moved out to Seattle, and he was starting to build a telescope that he and I would use for my work, with helping me learn to be an astronomer. However, in fifth grade, we had American history, and I was really bowled over by the speech that Patrick Henry gave to the Virginia House of Burgesses: "Give me liberty or give me death."
Yes, indeed.
And so at that point, I decided I would like to be a lawyer like Patrick Henry.
Aha! I decided when I was 8 years old after watching something on television. So you and I have absolutely that in common, sir. We were inspired by something we saw in our actual environment to do the kind of work we do. So why don't you take us through your progression in the field of law, from your early days as an associate to your eventual partnership and leading up to a very well-deserved retirement?
The firm I went to work for, which is now named Davis Wright Tremaine, it had been around since under different names since the 20s. In the very early years, there wasn't that much drafting involved, but it was mainly advice on the Uniform Commercial Code and on other aspects of the state of Washington banking laws, and then it was collections.
So, Mr. Ritter, let me ask you: during your most active work as an attorney, what was your area or areas of legal specialty, would you say?
From the start, banking law, and commercial banking and commercial law, Uniform Commercial Code matters. And for many, many years, I was the person at our staff who represented the Washington Bankers Association. I, at various times, became active in tax law, not the numbers part, but the written part, and in profit, in pension and profit sharing plans. Again, not the numerical part, but the rules and regulations, and also I represented them on that, and also their international activities expanded considerably, and I handled the legal part of opening offices in London and in Switzerland. All along, I was involved in in financial transactions and in banking law matters.
So, Mr. Ritter, let me find out, now that you've retired and the day-to-day responsibilities of commercial law and corporate law are no longer on your shoulders, do you get an opportunity to do any work in the community? Are there some things that you enjoy doing? What has retirement brought you?
I gave up my practicing, and I'm, no longer eligible. So I didn't keep paying bar dues and keeping alive my my membership, because I felt that if it wasn't really really prudent to do things if I wasn't keeping on top of that area of law. So when I retired, I quit practicing, period.
What else do you enjoy doing now that is non-legal related?
Until recently, I've done a great deal of traveling. I was a regular member of a group at the local gym. Well, and I've always done a lot of walking, and also I would do a lot of traveling with my wife while she was alive.
So, Mr. Ritter, in our last few moments together, please tell me, what is the one thing you'd like the viewer of this video feature to walk away with about yourself or your long career?
That I worked hard and was loyal and for the most part, successful in helping my clients.
And that really, Mr. Ritter, is all that a good lawyer can ever want at the end of his or her career, is to be thought of as a loyal and trustworthy advocate for their clients. Thank you, Mr. Ritter, for your time today.
Well, thank you for talking with me.
Absolutely.